Hi, Jim Ziegler, the Alpha Dog, and we got an incredible show for you today. I've got a good friend, a really competent, super great. What do you see her? I mean, Bobbie Herron. This woman is a BDC genius, and she is absolutely going to astound you. And she's experienced in the trenches. But before I get started, I've got to do a little housekeeping. So everybody sit tight as the audience builds up. I got to make this broadcast public. It takes me a second. Okay, all that's coming up. Oh, look at that. I wish I was an Oscar Mayer wiener. That's the only thing I want to be. Okay, I'm back. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here's my friend. Are you the CEO of the Bee's Knees, Miss Bobbie Herron? Hi,
Yes,
Bobbie.
yes. Hi, Jim. How are you this morning?
I'm having the best day of my superfluous life.
That was good.
Absolutely. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm actually sharing this live right now since we just went live online so that everybody can join us.
Isn't that wonderful?
It makes it so much easier.
Facebook Live is such a great medium.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, first of all, I know you and I've known you for years. Tell me about Bobbie Herron.
Oh, so much to say. Well, actually, am I echoing with you there before I tell the viewers?
Am I what?
Do you hear an echo?
No. Is there an echo?
Yeah, there's an echo. That's okay.
I didn't hear it.
No problem. Well, I'm Bobbie Herron. I've been in the automotive industry for a little over 20 years, started in it right out of high school, worked on the dealer side for almost 18 years. And I was a salesperson, sales manager, finance person, finance manager, finance director, general sales manager, BDC manager, internet marketing director.
Sales manager, BDC manager,
yeah.
lot attendant. What else did you do?
All of it. I was a GM. I was a GM to 16 GMs. I was a director for marketing.
Dealership?
I was, yeah, for a long time. Yeah, and I never bounced. I wasn't a job bouncer. I took promotions as they came, but really I built amazing teams, and the teams around me did an incredible job, and it allowed for me to teach them so they could take my position and I could move up to the next level.
When I met you, it was at Battle Plan 18 or 19 in Detroit at the MGM.
It was, yeah.
And you were an attendee. You were not in the vendor world. Then you were working for a dealership.
I was there with 7 of the GMs who were managing partners for the group I was working for at the time, who I love, Garber Automotive. And I had just received, well, it was the year before I had received the,
yes.
Yeah, and I had just received the 40 under 40 award from Automotive News.
You got the 40 under 40?
I did, yeah.
I'm waiting for the 80 under 80.
Let's just start one. let's just build up an awesome contest and start one.
Boy, we got a big audience already.
Oh, that's fantastic. I'm clicking over to it too, so I can try to pay attention to some of the comments. I can't see it quite as easy.
Chad Legetto, Ray Drizzlehouse, great friend of mine. Patrick somebody, O'Brien.
That guy.
Wendell Hardy. Yeah, we're picking up some viewers already, some high profile people at that.
Yes.
I turned my volume down on my speaker. I think that's where the feedback was coming from.
Oh yeah, I don't hear it anymore, so that's great.
No, I turned my volume down just a little bit. Now, you've been a general manager, but I knew you best as a BDC director of multiple stores.
Yeah, so I actually had 16 stores at the time, and it was a combination of stores that, even though we were one group, we didn't centralize. We had BDC departments, then hybrid departments, and then we had set to sell by salespeople. So my role over those departments was to train from the top down, set accountability and parameters, reporting, and make sure that we killed it. And that's how I ended up with the Automotive News Award. So I handled the marketing and that.
So when you stepped out of the car business, I know you went to work for another vending company, and it was in a training position and an executive position. And you did that for what, about a year?
So we did it for 2 years. So it was a marketing company, Zima Automotive. They're not marketing, they're investment management. But when I left the dealership, I was blessed enough to have somebody say, hey, we want to build some amazing things. We'd like you to help. And I said, I'm getting ready to open my own company. I don't think now's the time. And he said, let's work together and make this amazing. So I was able for almost 2 years when I left the dealer side to work direct with dealers on the ground, on the phone, on Skype, and to be paid off of performance increases just like they are in the store, which gave me 2 years to really funnel down exactly how I can best help a dealer win. And then a couple months ago, right around 6, we ended our contract.
And a lot of value. I know you brought a lot of value to ZMOT, but ZMOT also was a great learning experience for you and added to your credibility. And
huge.
They're part of the Cardinelli group, and the biggest chain, the biggest email dealerships in the world.
Yeah, #1 on the Word-Z dealer list. And, you know, I went from working with Garber as this massive group into Zima, who is also a part of Cardinelli Automotive Group. And so not only did I get to come in and work with 19 internal stores, but over 40 other clients direct that were consulting and training contracts where we built real relationships. And when we separated our contract, those clients got to come with me. So I wasn't okay with leaving them, but it's all, you know, performance based. And I was really blessed to have the ability to be trusted, not only with training and consulting, but with millions of dollars in investment management. And I still do that every day.
So now you've got all this experience under your belt. I mean, practical, up to date, modern, high tech, hands-on, go in the dealership and do it yourself. You just come out of the trenches. I mean, you're not fluff. I mean, I hate to go to some of these conferences and they got these manufacturer talking heads teaching, you know. I mean, never. The only thing they've done is drive by a dealership. Maybe you know they live in a, you know, Renaissance Center or something. You know,
you know, Jim, it's funny.
We just got a message from Destiny Herron.
That's my daughter.
Hi, Mama. I'm in the other room. I'm still going to say hello.
Of course, right? Of course. I'm
just showed up. Hey, Joe Goflia. Joe, hello.
Hi, Joe.
Randy Ham. Let's see now. Melissa Skinner's here.
Oh, I love her.
She says you're a rock star. Can you imagine that?
Thank you.
Okay. We got a pretty good audience building up here. So all this history and experience that you have, and I know how good you are.
Thank you.
I know exactly how good you are.
Thank you.
And now what services is Bee's Knees offering?
Well, so we've been really blessed that when I decided to start building this, I said, I want to be able to have somebody in each area of the dealership, from a controller all the way to a BDC person that's expertise. I hate the word expert, but it is what it is exactly in that field. They pound the pavement, they know what's going on, and they didn't learn it in a classroom. They learned through failure in a dealership how to succeed. So I brought in an incredible team of people, and they're all on NDAs, so you don't see their names anywhere, because to talk to them, we got to talk first. But we do training in every department, including the office. In sales, in BDC, we work on team building, so custom-based pay plans that are a motivational fit with recruiting and retention.
Wait, you're not just doing BDC.
Nope, we're doing it all.
You're doing entire dealership management, sales, accounting, all of that?
All of it. All of it. So here's what I found.
But you're a super performer. You're good.
Thank you. I try
to
be.
Take that expertise into dealerships.
All over the place. And we have been for almost 3 years.
Wow.
You know, Jim, the crazy thing is product or a cool piece of technology, and they would say, oh, Bobbie, why isn't it working? Because people, process, and technology have to be seamless. And so what we do is we look at initial investments. We look at how does your process work in the store, and what ability do you have to have a culture change or a slow rollout so that you really do win, and so does the product. And I'm not a sugarcoater, right? I always tell people right up front, it's not my job to make you feel good. It's my job to make you money. You're going to need somebody else to pat you on the back.
So you're not some superfluous babe by any means, right?
I am not a superfluous babe by any means. I
was with you a couple of weeks ago at the Women in Automotive conference.
Yeah.
And, you know, I came out of there so ashamed of myself.
Hi.
I'm a man.
Listen, we always want to hug everybody after we spank them, so it's fine. No, I was glad you attended, and you have seven, right, women speakers in your lineup.
There are 7 women out of 18 speakers on this stage.
It's amazing.
I mean,
it's amazing.
All experts, and they're the best. Nobody gets on my stage unless they're the best. Now, some of the sponsors paid sponsorships, and they have a speaker.
Yep.
But you cannot pay enough money to speak at Battle Plan. I don't need your money that bad. I have money. No, if your company has a great speaker,
Jim, you froze up.
It fills up, and it's all cool. Katie Wagner just came on. You know Katie? Bobbie, have you froze on me? Bobbie is froze on me. Bobbie, your processor's froze. Let's see what happens. Okay, this is Jim Ziegler, the Alpha Dog, talking to the Bobbie statue. Now, what I'm waiting for is for her processor to catch up and for her to come back on. Okay, Bobbie, come on now. Oh, man. I'm enjoying the heck out of this broadcast. Hey, I got Steve Russler there. Katie, hey, Chris Weeby. Is it Weeby? Uh-oh, Bobbie's going to have to go out and come back on. She'll be right back with us. Not a problem. Randy Charles. Hey, Charles, am I pronouncing your name right? Weeby? Wybe? Big Dog, what's up? I got that. Jessica Byerly. Hello, Jessica. Glad to see you. Oh, we got a great audience. Guys, don't go away. Bobbie will be right back. She's rebooting her computer. Her processor froze up for a second. Just see what happens here. Ariel Velasquez just came on. Bobbie Herron says she's joining back. We're not going to let that get away. This is too good a subject. Let's just do a little housekeeping, make it all work. I'll tell you what, video is great, but a lot of people's processors freeze up for whatever reason. And it's a shame because you have to have a really fast and consistent processor to do video online. I have done hundreds of hours of video. I've got some of my videos are approaching 1 million views online right now. And it's incredible if you don't have the equipment. Hey, Mike Phillips is here. Mike, you're coming to Internet Battle Plan, aren't you? While Bobbie's getting back with us, I'll tell you, Internet Battle Plan is going to be August 7th and 8th. By the time it gets here, I have 20 top experts on stage over 2 days. I mean, we're putting some of the best people in internet sales, technology marketing, web conversion, phone skills, sales conversion, phone skills. I said that already. Yeah, we're talking about SEO, SEM, how to light up your customers, how to delight your customers. Hey, I see Miss Herron back. I believe she changed computers on us, didn't you?
Well, I just tried to switch to my phone. I don't know what happened. My Wi-Fi isn't out or anything, but the whole camera just froze up. So
I think your processor froze on you.
You know what? I don't doubt it. I went ahead and restarted it, but I didn't want to lose our traction. I've just got to find a place to set this phone up at, and then we're back in action.
Get yourself in the center of the screen.
Yeah.
We got all the time in the world. Okay. Hey, Mike Phillips, do me a favor, big guy. On the sidebar there where you're typing, put in www.internetbattleplan.com. www.internetbattleplan.com. And Bobbie, while he's doing that, what is your contact number?
The camera ratio is appropriate. So give me 1 second, we'll be hooked back up.
Setting it up as we go. Hey, David Coast is aboard. David Coast is one of the most competent pre-owned managers in the country. He's got several dealerships, 1, 2, 3 in Dallas, Texas. And this guy's making money like selling cars like candy bars. And the best thing about my friend David Coast, I trained him. Taught him everything he knows.
Candy
bars. I've
First
never
found
heard
him,
that
he's
before.
living under a bridge with a cardboard sign on an exit ramp. No, wasn't quite that bad. But David's a great friend of mine. And Bobbie, tell me your contact number.
I absolutely will. It's 989
Oh, you got to say it louder.
989 672 9945. And we're
672?
9945.
Check it out on the screen. Is that the right number?
All right, I think we're good now.
Okay.
This is what I get for living in the country.
Oh my gosh, yeah, Green Acres.
I'm telling you.
Okay, get yourself you got shorter on me getting the center of the screen, kid.
I'm working it out. It's a little bit difficult on the app on this phone, so I apologize, but we're getting there.
Okay, well, get it up there. Okay.
All right.
I got so much going on.
You're a busy man, my friend.
All right. Get yourself in the center of the screen. I can't see you.
Okay, can you see me now?
No, you're not. You're not good. Get closer.
How's that?
Closer.
Oh my gosh, I'm so close to the screen.
Come a little bit closer. You're my kind of girl. No, there you go. There you go. There you are. Okay, you're much closer now. We're talking about Internet Battle Plan.
Yes.
And my friend Dave Coast says, I have an awesome new hat. Have you seen the new logo, Bobbie?
I love the logo. It's like a rough dog.
I mean, we made the logo about that big, and we sharpened up the alpha dog on the logo, so it's a lot more pronounced alpha dog. And I've got alpha dog shirts, alpha dog shorts. I've got all kinds of alpha dog apparel now. It's getting hilarious. I got my own clothing line.
Well, Patrick O'Brien is great with clothing lines. You should ask him about that sometime.
We got Ricky Rodinelli, calling in from Puerto Rico here.
Wow. Look at this. This audience is amazing because, some of the best people, all of the best people that I know in any industry, but especially automotive, learn from one another and invest in their own success and attend conversations like this so they can always be better. I love to see that happen.
Says he wants one of my hats.
Tim Bourne is one of the guys I was going to talk to today about Internet Battle Plan. I'm hoping that he's coming.
Hey, Tim, are you coming to Internet Battle Plan?
I know he's got some craziness going on, but we'd love to have him join us.
He's on the sidebar there, and I know you bought some extra tickets. Did you give him some?
I offered to. Yeah, I've given away all except for I have 3 tickets left with my sponsorship to be able to give away. So if you guys are still interested in attending, we'd love to have you. There is no good training. I shouldn't say no good training. That's not fair. There are not a lot of really well put together events in our Detroit market unless it's just the OEM. So it's a huge opportunity for dealers to be able to attend in their backyard and listen to speakers that are on stage in Vegas and not have to pay Vegas fees. And it's an intimate event where you really get to know people and there's time to network and collaborate. And I love that about Battle Plan.
Well, the thing about it is, Bobbie, I got to take that phone number off the screen. Hang on one second. Put it back up.
No problem. And, I'm working with a small screen. I don't know what all you can see because I can't see myself. So am I lined up okay?
Well, you're in the bottom of the screen.
Perfect.
Yeah, you're in the bottom. You got a lot of space above your head.
Oh.
You could, yeah.
Man, in my screen, it looks like this big. So that's great.
Well, I'm sorry. I recognize what happened. Your other computer's processor froze.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what happened. And it just stopped the camera. So unfortunately, that's how life is, right? Even in our dealerships, things happen every day in real life that we got to be able to bounce back from. You can't proactively be prepared for everything, but you can have solutions for things that you think could be a problem. And this is one of them.
Hey, Steve Rossler's here.
Hi, Steve. I love Steve from Drive Centric. Live with Drive. That's his hashtag. Great guy. We're actually working together.
Velasquez is on.
Yeah.
We got some real players in the audience right now. There's over 30 people watching us at present.
That's fantastic.
And that's the funny thing about these Facebook broadcasts. They get 40, 50, 60 viewers live.
Yeah.
And then I'll get 6,000 viewers in the replays.
All of a sudden. Yeah, you guys, if you're watching, share the broadcast. Let's talk about things.
Let's talk about the Bee's Knees.
I love it.
The Bee's Knees is a full-service automotive consulting agency.
Yes, it is.
I mean, you have people other than yourself that have retail experience in all aspects of the retail automotive market. Is it just
Absolutely.
the variable operation or the fixed operation too?
No, it's fixed as well. So not only do we have people with retail experience, but every front-facing person on this team that works with our dealer results team, whole portfolio with dealers, is not only from retail, they were a leader or still are a leader with a proven track record, successful in the
You've
specific
hired
area they work in.
successful people with successful track records.
Yes.
I mean, so that is amazing. You know, I never was a general manager in a dealership.
Well, you're like a general manager of all general managers is what you do. So it's
I
kind
was a
of
general sales manager of a platform.
right.
And I set world records in the car business, but I don't always expand on it. But the world records I set were in F&I.
See, I mean, I knew that about you, that you were killing it in that, and you still do seminars and events on F&I from what I know of.
I was very fortunate because I never knew, and the reason what I'm bringing this up for is I never became a general manager because I have no interest or knowledge of the fixed operation.
I love fixed ops.
I don't know what goes on the other side of the wall. I see those guys, 5 o'clock every evening. They're out there drinking beer. It's a pickup truck and a cooler, But I never became a general manager, although I was a record-setting manager on the variable side.
Right. Well,
and I held every position in variable, except I did not hold the position of used car manager, but I learned the position.
Well, it's funny because in our industry, every title is different, right? You meet a GSM at one store and a GSM at another, and the role is entirely different from one to the next. We just call it the same thing. But the way they all flow together is the winning formula for me on it. Everything that we do, like, let's give an example. Say that somebody says, well, Bobbie, I need BDC training. Okay, well, in order for me to be your true partner, I'm going to look at what you're spending and with who, how the process is for exactly what you're doing when an opportunity, I hate the word lead, when an opportunity comes in, how is it being handled from first transaction till the end? What's the handoff look like when they come in the store? And what are you selling off of that? Because inside of a store, we have a skill set designed for each little part of the puzzle, but rarely do we have one that fits all the way together. So we look at that entire puzzle, and the members of my team that are coming in and doing these things, people say, why don't you broadcast their names? A lot of them are really successful in their career right now, and they work on my team part-time on the side of taking on certain contracts or certain steps. They're not all allowed to just be doing stuff like that. So it's an NDA conversation, but it's a win. Our dealers over the last year, I was really excited last week. I don't know if you saw, I posted that I bought these Louboutins that I had set as a goal for myself, and I could have bought them when I wanted them, but I set it as a goal. And people keep saying, Bobbie, what was the goal? You must have sold so many contracts. No, my goal was that every one of the clients that I have, who, by the way, I have a 0% turn in 24 months, hit a minimum of a 14% increase in their sales. So we have some at 37, some at 14, but on average, we're at 22. My goal was about the win for the dealer, not myself.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, it just astounds me. I've known you, 5 years?
Yeah, 5 or 6.
5 or 6. Mm-hmm. And when I first met you, you were still in the dealerships. I said, that woman's a superstar.
Thank you.
And it's kind of interesting. So many people I met when they were in dealerships and watched them become superstars. It's incredible.
It's that learning curve. I mean, people ask me the most about outside of training. They say, CRM is a huge thing, and I'm really into process. And also, so analytical and the sales side. Or BDC and lead handling is such a huge issue. I do Facebook Lives all the time to talk about it. People say, how did you learn that? I learned it because I spent years trying and tribulation and failure and success to know what works. I didn't sit in a cubicle just like you. I'm still pounding the pavement 2.5 weeks a month, running desks and sitting in BDCs and in offices and things like that. And that's where it comes from. It's this type of
That was always the key to my success as a consultant.
Yep. Absolutely.
I stopped going into dealerships 2 years ago.
I do.
But I came out of that just a couple months ago to work with um, Allentown Kia, some friends of mine seduced me to come up there and do a day of training, but the thing about it is I can book every day of the week still to this day, but I traveled over 200 days a year for 25 years.
So crazy.
Away from my family, and I made incredible money. I mean, we put seven digits every year in the bank, but still, I made a decision 2 years ago to stop doing that, and we're just doing the conferences now.
Right.
And I'm doing, things other than that, but still, it's incredible. One thing you said earlier, you want to see how the sales department interacts with the BDC.
Yes.
Now, my biggest challenge was getting the F&I department, because I can't tell you how many times I got a dealer say to me, Jim, you got to fix my F&I department. I can't fix your F&I department till I fix your sales department.
That's absolutely right. It all works together. I get you probably got this a lot too. I get a lot of questions from people where they go,
you got to speak a little louder. You got to come closer.
Oh, sorry. I'm on the hoping that you guys can hear me okay.
This is not a superfluous broadcast. Speak louder.
Very good. Very good. I get a lot of questions and feedback from people, and you probably experience this also, where they'll say, well, I can hire this trainer though, and they'll come in for 2 days and they're going to be able to make a difference. And I tell them, you can't make a difference in 2 days. First of all, it's not your entire team. And part of your problem is typically how they flow together and how they balance off of each other. And so I travel 2.5 weeks a month. I turn clients down if they're not a good fit all the time, because magic doesn't happen overnight. We didn't gain the weight from the.
I have fired more dealers than ever fired me.
Yep. Absolutely. You got to be willing to put the work in. I come in and really assess a business and have a conversation, not just with the owner or the GM, but with the management team, to try to uncover what real obstacles are there and then create real plans for them.
Well, let me tell you what you're going to encounter. Now, how long the Bee's Knees is just launching, and you're calling it the Bee's Knees Agency, correct?
Yes, the Bee's Knees, only the best.
Okay, the Bee's Knees Agency. Now, what you're going to encounter, you're going to go into these dealerships, and invariably, one of the car dog managers, nobody watching this broadcast, but
absolutely not.
No, the people here are not like that. But one of the car dog managers is going to come up and say, Mr. Ziegler, let me tell you how we like to do things here. And I'm going to say, well, let me tell you, they didn't bring me in because you're doing a good job.
Right.
We're going to change the way we do things here. Mm-hmm. And I've been known to shut a door on a dealer and say, what the hell are you thinking? Mm-hmm. Well, I have an open door policy. So every wimp, whiner, and crybaby can get their ass in your office and complain about the management.
So
I said, the best thing I can do for you as a dealer is I'm going to be in your store for a couple of days, and we're going to give you a golf bag and a beeper. And we'll call you if we need you.
So it's funny. I tell, you saw my daughter is hugging me by. I'm working from home today because I had to fly in, but I tell dealers this every day.
Louder.
I can't believe that's so hard to hear. I'm so close to it. I tell dealers every day this: I will love you enough to hold you accountable, and I expect you to do the same thing for your team. That's the difference, is the accountability factor that gets brought in when you're blending teams and turning them into one instead of separate. And it is always the most difficult part for a lot of people to understand. I can go in and sell days of consulting and training and go in and do amazing things. But just like you, I want them to win. So
these dealers are paying me $10,000 a day.
Yep.
And I tell them, what the hell are you thinking? Nobody in their world talks to them like I do. Right. You didn't hire me to kiss your butt. You hired me to improve your company. And there's a problem in the dealership, and one of them's you.
Yeah. Yeah, right. I'm super honest. I don't sugarcoat things. I do it privately. So I'll pull you into an office and say, let's be really real and let's talk about it. Because one of the biggest problems that happens with consulting, in my opinion, in a dealership, is people want to say things to make people feel good and pat them on the back because it's scalable. And I'm not about that life. I'm going to really teach you how to connect and create a relationship with your customer that brings them back, that builds a solid team, and that changes the trajectory of your business, because it's a 30,000 foot view. I'm looking at things that you're not seeing every day because you're in the trenches and that are getting missed.
When I was still a salesman, the dealer asked me, Jim, what's wrong with my dealership? And I was the top salesman in the dealership. I said, well, Dennis, you need to roll up your monogram shirt sleeves and get your ass down on the sales floor and watch what's going on.
Yeah.
You're not going to sit up there in your office on the balcony, you know, and know what's going on in this dealership.
Yeah.
You need to sit behind the managers at the sales desk. You need to watch what's going on in F&I. You need to watch the fixed operation. Right. You need to walk through the service department after hours and see how many side jobs your techs are lining up under their workstations.
Yep.
They've got 6 spark plugs there. They held back 1 on every tune-up. Now they're waiting to get 8 to do a side job.
Yeah. You're getting them all right here. That's the thing.
Techs don't steal a lot of shit. They steal a little bit at a time.
Just a can of fluid,
can of fluid, spark plug. You know?
Yeah, 1 spark plug at a time. That's all.
Yeah.
You
can take a shopping cart and go through any dealership in the country at night and load it up with stuff that the techs are stealing under their workstations.
Well, it's the same thing in sales, right? We just see it different because it's not a tangible item. If you have a customer that comes in, whether it's through the internet or through a phone call, and you don't call them back and you don't do the stuff you have to do, you're still stealing. It just is intangible. The most interesting thing, I think, though, is as an industry, we take people, like, great example as a sales manager. We'll take somebody from the floor who was selling 10, 15, 20 units, and we'll say, oh, you're the next best case. We're reactive hiring, putting them in as a sales manager, teaching them how to work a deal or order inventory, but never teaching them how to be a leader so that they can get their whole team to do what they did. So we rob them as leaders of being able to do that, and then we don't hold them accountable daily. And instead, on a monthly basis, we say things like, oh, well, you didn't hit your goal, so here's another goal for the month, and get it together. And you have 60 days till another win is possible when you really think about it as an overall. We don't set them up for success. And so they do almost end up stealing a spark plug. And in a BDC, it's the worst because they get the least amount of training. They handle the most amount of opportunities. And rarely is there somebody in the dealership, rarely, I don't mean always, who actually has the skill set to train them on how to engage with that consumer and hand off to a sales department where they're taken seriously. It's the craziest thing. 80% of their money goes to digital, to funnel to a website, to go into a BDC, and we give them the least amount of training.
Now, Karpenko Michael says the huge problem is instant gratification.
I agree.
He said we hit the nail on the head. Oh, Karpenko's just going off on this sidebar over here.
Well, I love Karpenko to pieces. I'm hoping he's coming to IBP too.
Do you know Karpenko?
Yeah, I do. I do, because he's not wrong. The thing is, we live in a click and go society, and yet we set goals that are a month long. You know, here, think about this on a sales floor a minute. How powerful it is if you, and this is one of the things I do with clients, but you can do it for free for the viewers out there. Every week we set up, what is the training goal? So let's say this week we're trying to pull 10 units out of prospecting. Well, every day when we're having a rah motivational meeting, not only are we going to have a 5-minute word track suggestion on what to say, we're going to have a team goal. How many calls or contacts does it take to get there? So we have a goal, a plan, and a strategy, and it's talked about every single day. And every time you win, you celebrate it just like a sports team does. When you're not competing, you're practicing.
When I got my first contract with Ford Motor Company,
yeah,
it was over $1 million a year. This was 1986.
Holy cow.
Now, it was 3 different things. I was consulting the minority dealer program.
Mm-hmm.
Ford had made a commitment to Jesse Jackson to have 300 minority dealers.
Yep.
You know, African-American dealers.
Yeah.
I was helping recruit and train those dealers and launch them dealers took them to the auction. A lot of them were general managers or general sales managers, and they had mixed skills. And they had to have the investment. Yep. And the other thing was, I was the F&I school for Ford. I was going around the country doing their F&I. And the other contract was I was the voice of Ford ESP service contracts and I was doing seminars for Ford ESP service contracts. Mm-hmm. And I was on all the training videos and the product videos. And I didn't lose that contract till Ford Credit got pissed off that their own trainers weren't on the videos. And I sort of got caught in their internal politics.
That happens.
But by that time my company was well launched. Mm-hmm. And it was amazing going around the country for the first time. I went to Detroit, and Ford Motor Company used to be in a Renaissance Center.
I did, yeah.
Okay, they were in a Renaissance Center then, where General Motors is now.
Yep.
And I was on the 32nd floor of Tower 1. I had all the vice presidents of Ford Motor Company in a U-shaped building, in a U-shaped table. And Edsel Ford, Bob Ruy, Dick Fenstermacher, Edsel III was there. Rusty Restuccia was there. All the Bob Ruy, I said that, but all the vice presidents of Ford and the power brokers were in that room. And Dick Fenstermacher, who at the time was head of Ford Credit, said to me, "Mr. Ziegler, what makes your stuff successful? There are other people that want these contracts. Why are you so successful? We checked out your results. And you teach the same stuff these other guys are teaching. You're teaching basically steps to a sale, negotiation, word tracks. You're teaching the same thing they are." Well, not exactly, sir, but the big difference is we really do what we teach.
Exactly.
That's the problem you're going to bump into with the Bee's Knees agency, because people think the answer is training. No, the answer is doing the training.
Yeah.
I have people say, "Well, Mr. Ziegler, we need training." No, these people have been trained. We don't have a knowing problem. We have a doing problem.
That's the key right there.
That's a Ziegler. And we don't have a what problem. We have a when problem. That's the other thing management's good. People say, "Well, I'm going to do this." You are. Exactly. When I was a manager, my managers would come up to me, "Hey, Mr. Ziegler, we're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to do that." Really? That's astounding. Let me get a pad here. When exactly on the calendar are you going to do that? So I can check back with you and be sure it's done.
So what's funny about that, Jim, is so for me, I always say it's the buy-in and the culture, right? That's why I won't come in. That's why I don't take a lot of dealers on, because when I come in to do a training, before I come in, we set up a plan, an agenda, and after that, I hold them accountable. So if I do a training in your store, we have manager calls bi-weekly, performance accountability based. I want to know where you're at, if you got the things done that we agreed to on the agenda that you bought into, that you helped create, that I trained your team on. And if not, we have a reset conversation right then. Why didn't it get done? Give me your roadblocks. I will help you figure out how to get through those, and we will move to the next step. As human beings, we need that level of accountability, and it does not often happen. So I partner with them differently on that, just like that, for that very reason. We develop a report, a true report, not a bunch of numbers and crap you don't care about, but where do people actually need the coaching? What is their motivational fit for being on this team? That's why there's pay plans involved. And that's why there's conversations that are uncomfortable and required follow-up. It's a 3-month for my training. I'm going to come in, but then I'm going to consult you for the next 2 months and make sure that you were set up for success, that we solved all those problems. And that's where it's different, is the creation of buy-in. I'll have a dealer say to me, "But Bobbie, why do the managers all have to be on a call? We'll just do what you say." No, you won't. I'll give you all the best practices in the world, and they will not get implemented. So instead, if you're bought in by creating it with me, then I can say to you on a Wednesday call, "Looks like you're this far behind. What happened? You came up with this plan with me together. You have to love your people enough to hold them accountable." And we do marketing investment reviews where I look at what a spend is, if a product is working or if your process isn't working. And I'll say to a dealer, hibernate it, stop it, or let's fix the process, because we're not wasting a bunch of money. That's why I got the award. I don't waste money or time. And so that's what I help dealers with, whether you're working with me or
Let's
somebody
take
on
a
my team.
commercial break for you a second.
Yes.
The Bee's Knees Agency.
Yes.
Now, let's see. Hey, Karpanky.
Karpenko?
One of you guys. Oh, Kevin Martin. Oh, that's wonderful. Karpanky or Kevin, put this on the sidebar. Real slowly, Bobbie, slowly. What is your phone number?
It is 989
989. Put it on the sidebar.
672
672
9945.
45. Put that on the sidebar and put Bobbie's phone number.
And use it. Text me. Call me.
So you'll come into the dealership with a whole team. And, you know, I've done the previous generation of what you're doing for 30 years.
Yeah.
You're in the same business I've been in, because I've been in total dealership consulting. I don't know. I never was a GM, but I learned how to be a GM.
Oh, yeah.
I've taught more dealers how to be dealers. And, you know, I've got a reputation for growing dealerships to the big numbers. But one thing I tell dealers, you don't have to sneak up on the big numbers. That's the mistake most dealers make.
Yeah.
Well, we got to gradually do this. No, you don't. We're going to explode your dealership into the big numbers. We're not going to creep up into the big numbers. No. Every dealership that I've been involved in growing to the big numbers, we made all their profits improvements in less than a year.
Yeah.
I mean, from 300 units to 800 units.
Yep.
I mean, I could tell you story after story. I got more war stories we got time to listen to about dealerships that went from 300 units to 600 units to 1,000 units.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can tell you about Westway Ford in the day when we went from 400 units to 1,000 units in less than a year.
Right.
I mean, this has been over and over and over again in different cities, different. And you know what everybody wants to tell you, Bobbie? You can't do that here. That shit might work somewhere else, but people here are aliens. You know?
Right. So, Jim, I have a rule at dealers. Like, it's kind of like a 20 group thing. So there's a couple.
Louder.
So I have these couple rules with dealerships. And one is you cannot bring a problem to complain about without a solution. So we'll come up with a solution together. But if you come to me and go, I just don't like it, you're allowed to come and vent for anything. But unless you have a better solution that we can solve and come up with and create a plan with, I don't want to hear it. And I also say, you cannot say the words, it's my market, it's different. Your market is not different.
No.
In terms of being able to sell vehicles. Your market may be different in how you connect with people, what type of message you do, how your customer experience is, but all of the markets have the same opportunity to be incredible. I have dealers that went from 60 cars a month to 180 cars a month on a 1-year plan. And that's exactly it, right? You have to first fix people and process, and then you get to go into some amazing, really cool things inside of a dealership, from all the way basic, all the way up. And I use the analogy, two analogies. One is baseball. I can't.
Hang on one second. Did you freeze up?
Win the baseball games. Huh?
You froze up on me on the phone for a second. Scared me.
What is going on here? I'm so sorry. I don't know what's going on with the Wi-Fi.
I don't know if it's your internet or your processor.
I'm on my phone though. But
no
anyways,
problem.
what I'm saying
we got a lot of viewers and a lot of comments on this thing.
Yeah.
Everybody on. Do you know Jennifer Briggs? She's on this broadcast.
That is my main chick. You know,
she is so cool.
She is so cool. You know what's funny? Not to segue too far off topic, but people always go, you have the best tribe surrounding you, successful men and women who are really good people, very, very intelligent. And I say, by design. I build teams for a living. Of course, I built a team of best friends that are incredible.
By design.
What I was saying.
When you say by design, that's interesting.
By design.
the first record I broke in the car business was 1982.
What was it?
I had just married or was about to marry Debbie.
I love her.
And we got married in 84. And Debbie wouldn't marry me till I was a manager.
Good for her.
I mean, she put the foot. Well, she came from a family that probably wouldn't have put up with a car salesman. It's easier to say he was a manager, So,
oh yeah,
I had just become an F&I manager. It was December of 1982, and my F&I product provider came in. I was a brand new F&I manager. Just got back from Pat Ryan F&I school on Wacker Drive, Chicago. So here I was, and Tony DeGanchi was my F&I provider. And he comes in and he says, Jim, he was a Southern Dealer Services, gave us our credit, life, and service contracts and all of our F&I aftermarket products. He said, Jim, you could hit $1,000 a retail unit. I said, well, so? He said, nobody's ever done it. I said, you're kidding. He said, you're at 960, whatever. He said, you could hit $1,000 a retail unit this month. I said, are you sure? Yeah. Nobody's ever done it.
Crazy.
I said, go check. So a couple of days later, he comes back. NADA, Auto Age 500, all the authorities of the day. Nobody had ever done $1,000 a retail unit recorded. So I consciously went after it. This is why I'm feeding off what you just said.
Yeah.
I made a conscious decision to hit the record. It wasn't an accident.
Right.
I knew I was close. They were getting out of there without a service contract, a little bit of rate. And I mean, the average F&I in the world was about $500 a retail unit in those days.
Yeah.
And I broke $1,000.
It's by design, right? So one of the things that I tell dealers, and so for anybody listening, we go into these sales meetings and we go around a room and we go, what are you going to sell? What are you going to sell? What are you going to sell? And everybody's like, that's our number. That's not real. But a real plan is, if I want to hit $1,000 a copy in finance, I got to know exactly what products I'm trying to sell, everything about them to be excited, and exactly how many people I need to present them to 100% of the time. And ask 100% of the time.
Bobbie, those were $7,000 cars.
Yeah.
With 60-month financing.
They need protection too, right? It's people have to get out of their own way. More often
I've got photographs on my Facebook page of people doing push-ups to qualify for Credit Life.
I'm going to need to see that for sure.
different days.
It's
Tim Bourne says, ask for the sale. You know Tim, don't you?
Yes. Tim actually.
I want to see Tim and his crew at Battle Plan. Can we get him there?
I would love for him to be there. I trained.
You bought tickets for him. I know you did.
Yeah, I did. Tim actually just took a promotion at another dealer group, but prior, I was training his team. So he's actually sat through one of my trainings here recently. And it's fun, right? Because I believe that people have to get out of their own way. We do things like we go to a desk enough times to hear, oh, they have $3,000 negative and a 650 score. The bank's not going to buy them. And I'm like, stop making decisions for the bank. It can change the one time. And same thing happens in finance. Well, it's a $5,000 car. They wouldn't have bought Credit Life. You are not entitled to make a decision for another human being. Just ask. It's the easiest way to get somebody to do something for you.
Oh, funny stuff. I got more funny F&I stories. Now, some of these stories are stuff we did back in the day. You couldn't even do these things now.
You'd be surprised. Jim, you probably didn't know this, but I was a finance manager for 6 years for Sonic Automotive in the Michigan market at an 80% lease rate. And I had to run 900 a copy or I didn't have a job. So my numbers are proven, but I ran 973 a copy for a 2-year standing in a store that ran 380 before I got there and blew it out of the water. I love finance.
Wow.
Yeah, super fun. I enjoy it.
Bees Agency. Now, you're on Facebook too, aren't you?
I am. So my Facebook under Bobbie Herron, and then the Bees Knees Agency has a business Facebook on there as well.
Okay, you're Bobbie. I've got your name on the screen. You're not a Bobbie, Bobbie. Herron,
Yes.
like the bird with 2 R's.
Yes.
Okay.
And my hashtag, partner with Bobbie. You can find a
Partner
lot
with
of my
Bobbie
content.
hashtag.
Yeah.
And you have the Bee's Knees Agency. Is it the THE Bee's Knees?
Yep. The Bee's Knees Agency. And our website will be live this week. We had a hijacking situation. So
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
And here's the kicker. Bobbie is a speaker. Hate to cough on camera. She is a featured speaker at Internet Battle Plan.
Yes.
And today I awarded her the 3rd slot on the first day.
Prime time. Prime time.
Third slot on the first day.
Jim, I'm excited. I love standing on that stage at your conference. I have done it several times. And the audience always has the best questions. They're engaged. Guys, he gave you my phone number. Use it. I don't charge for a consultation call. I really do.
Consultation is free. Partner with Bobbie.
Absolutely.
The Bee's Knees Agency on Facebook.
Yes.
Hope Jennifer, put Bobbie's cell phone on the sidebar again, Jennifer. And
yes.
Mike Phillips, put my website, www.internetbattleplan.com. Internetbattleplan.com. Look, dealer principals and general managers attend at no charge.
So cool.
You ever seen the movie Home Alone?
Yeah, I'm telling you, if you're in my market and you call me and you say, Bobbie, I need your help, I'm going to say, I'm offering to give you something back by being able to attend such a cool experience where you're not even having to invest anything other than your time. And I will tell you as a dealer, if you don't attend, you should be ashamed of yourself, because the topics range from everything from operations to process to CRM technology. The fact that it's in your backyard and it's a 2-day thing, if you're local,
nobody ever brings a conference like this to Michigan.
Never. We don't get anything like this ever. You know, Jim, I had to travel for 6 years to conferences as a dealer, the last 6 years that I was on the dealer side, to Vegas, to Arizona, to everywhere, because there was no option in my backyard other than some bullcrap OEM stuff that came out with speakers who didn't know anything and you couldn't ask a question. And you have speakers that are in the trenches every day and who are willing to go to dinner and have a conversation or have a drink, real raw collaboration.
Michigan people got to wake up, Bobbie. I had a dealer call me the other day. The general manager, the dealer said, we're going. The general manager called me up and said, I don't know if we want to travel that far. I said, where are you calling from? He said, Benton Harbor.
Yeah. It makes no sense to me. People in this industry, and I'll tell you, this is why I'm not a good fit for everybody, because I will give it to you straight. If you are not willing to invest in yourself and take some time away to be able to build your team and be stronger and better, then shame on you, because tomorrow is always the answer, right? Oh, we're going to do it tomorrow. We'll learn tomorrow. Today we're selling cars. You can
tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's what I said. We don't have a what problem. We have a when problem.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah. And
whenever one of my managers will say, we're going to do this, I say, okay, that's what. Now when?
Yeah.
Now I'm calendaring that, and I'm going to expect you to do it. Mm-hmm. You just made a commitment. No matter what other projects.
If somebody comes to this conference and they say, Bobbie, I want an hour of your time to look through what we're doing, I won't even pitch you. I don't have to. I work by word of mouth. That's why I don't have to have the website launched. I really will just spend an hour showing you how to be better. And so will everybody else there. You almost get this whole range of expert consultants and trainers and product owners all to yourself to customize conversation agendas for just the investment of your time, which blows my mind. And to be real clear with everybody, that's how I got here. I was in a dealership killing it, but nobody knew that. And I started to collaborate and network and learn. And now when I have a question on something, if I don't know the answer, I just call a top tier individual and say, collaborate with me for 10 minutes. And because we have a relationship, they do. You build relationships at these conferences more than you could ever imagine.
You make lifelong friends, and Battle Plan has become unbelievably focused with people that love each other. I mean, we care about each other. The cocktail reception. And guess what? It's at Greek Town Casino.
I'm so excited about that. So excited about that.
Yeah, I'll probably lose money since it's in a casino.
Oh man. Well, I'm really good at gambling, even though I don't really enjoy it. So I got your back. Don't worry. And I apologize. I've got some kind of a delay going, so it keeps talking over you. So for you viewers, I'm not trying to do that. So I apologize.
Well, you know, Miss Debbie is a card player.
She is?
Oh, she and I sit there we play table games, 3 card, 4 card.
Yep.
And we haven't won as much, but in 2005, the first year we played together, we won $100,000 net.
What?
And she's a killer. We were at Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas for NADA convention 5 years ago. And Debbie and I are playing Crazy 4 poker.
Yeah.
And I've been playing that game 20 years. Debbie is playing $25 a slot on 4 slots.
Oh my
and
goodness.
She hit the 4 aces.
Ooh.
That pays 200 to 1.
That's crazy.
She took home a pile of money. And this woman sitting next to her gets mad and leaves the table. And the dealer said, "You know who that was?" And my wife says, "No." He said, "That was Heidi Fleisch."
The madam?
Yes, she'd been sitting there playing. My wife been talking to her all night. She'd been sitting there playing cards next to her.
Well, you have a very classy wife, so hopefully some of that rubbed off on the madam. But you know, Jim, that's the thing, right? A great partner goes a long way in life. She pushed you to be a better version of yourself, and you do the same for her. Man, in our industry,
Debbie and I are so inseparable. We're inseparable.
You're a
my wife and I
shining
love each
example.
other.
You're a shining example in a world of failures. You're a extreme success to it, and it's hard to find that in automotive. So you're very lucky. Your wife's amazing. Very lucky man.
Oh man, I am a lucky man.
You
Jennifer
really
Briggs. Denise Buttmasters just came on.
Hi,
Tim
Denise.
Bourne. You don't lose, you spend.
I
Chelsea,
only take
you know
gambling
Chelsea
when I'm willing to
Polly?
bet.
Do you know Chelsea Polly?
That's my little sister and my admin. So yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Polly is my maiden name for those of you who don't know
She
that.
just
about
put your
Polly.
Facebook page up there.
Look at that. Best admin ever, let me just tell you.
Oh, she
That's
also
great.
put your cell phone up there.
Good job, Chelsea. She's
Bobbie, you know we've been talking an hour.
well, it's so easy to talk to you. That's why.
This is we're friends. I mean, what the
That's
heck?
why, yeah.
You know, I see these people that they look like they got something stuck whenever I go. It's supposed to be fun.
It is supposed to be fun.
When I teach people how to use video in the car dealerships, it's
Mm-hmm.
humanizing.
Right.
Be yourself.
Just be
Play.
you.
Laugh. Have a good time.
Yep. I had somebody ask me last week, "Can you leave us some phone scripts?" And I said, "No, I don't do scripts. And here's why. I think if I teach you the right way to do something, you won't need them. And it comes down to that connection." So my favorite thing to tell dealers, and I leave everybody with this, is when you are trying to establish a relationship or sell something to somebody, you got to think about it as a Ferris wheel. And I heard that part from a trainer years ago. I don't remember who, but I built off of that. And that we are really good at, we put somebody on, and when they go around the Ferris wheel, we're at the bottom when they come off that one time. But many people are staying on the Ferris wheel and we're disappearing at the bottom because we're not talking to them like our friend or our neighbor or the guy we met at the barbecue that we talked to in our backyard, and we're learning word tracks that go around everything instead of bullet points for control and real conversation.
I'm going to give you one of
That's
my
the difference.
one-liners, and you're welcome to use all of them.
Thank you.
It's not memorization, it's conversation.
Yep.
You like that?
I love that.
When I'm teaching F&I, because there are some South Florida F&I schools that I won't mention the name of that teach people to be little robots.
Mhm.
You know, that's the best part of my job. You know,
It's the best
the
part.
best price. That's the best part of my job. You know, I mean, you don't be a little robot and just people know robotic speech.
Right.
when you're talking like a robot, you sound like a robot. When it's pre-rehearsed, it sounds pre-rehearsed.
Yeah. Just be
You know,
genuine.
I'll be on the phone and customers say, is that your best price? Hell no. That's the best price we're legally allowed to give on the telephone or for our manufacturer restrictions. Oh, Bobbie just blanked out on me again. Her signal went down. Well, I'll tell you what, Bobbie's getting back on, and I'm going to say goodbye to her when she comes back. Everybody do me one big giant favor. Before you leave today, share this broadcast on your own page so people see the replays. Everybody, please, right now, please share the replay. This is a great informative broadcast that Miss Bobbie Herron from the Bee's Knees Agency has done with me, and it's absolutely phenomenal. So anyway, share the broadcast. And sorry we lost Bobbie. It was a shame. Her signal went down. She lives out in the country, up in Michigan. Green Acres is the place for me. No, anyway, she lives way out there. Her telephone's on a telephone pole. No, never mind. That's not true. But anyway, Jim Ziegler, internetbattleplan.com, www.internetbattleplan.com. And if dealer principals are free, general managers are free, my cell phone number, somebody write this on the side, maybe Chelsea, somebody write this on the side. My cell phone number, just put Jim's cell phone, 770-851-2803. My cell phone, 770-851-2803. Bobbie Herron has rejoined us back on the desktop. Hi, kid.
You know what? Technology is ironic when it comes to me, but let me just say, bounce back. I'm switching between 3 different methods here. So I apologize, you guys. I don't know what's going on with my computer today, but it is what it is.
Well, you're just in time to say goodbye. A couple of them jumped off just now. We got 125 comments. I'm urging everybody to please share this on your personal page.
Yes, do me a favor. Share it, please.
Share this everywhere. I'm going to be putting it in certain private groups online that don't even exist.
Not at all. They don't exist at all.
They don't exist. A religion. Now, hey, your job is to harass Tom Bourne and his crew till they come to Battle Plan.
Yes, Tim, we want you there. For any of you, please share that information with your friends. I bought tickets for a reason because I wanted people to attend who I thought might not be able to make the investment. And I am happy to hook you up and get some quality time with you while we're there.
I gave Bobbie a break on the tickets, but they are $6.95.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're selling these tickets for $6.95, and she's got a handful of them.
And
if you already bought a ticket, she's not going to give you one because I'm not giving you a refund.
No, it has to be if you haven't signed up yet. And look, my birthday is the weekend before that, and I canceled my birthday party so I could come. So come celebrate my birthday with me.
I'm not going to ask you how old you're going to be.
I'm going to be 37, I think, 37 maybe.
You really?
I am, yeah. Yep.
Well, you know how old I am.
You're 41.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes.
I have underwear older than you.
Of course you do. That's a guy thing. I bet you if I asked Debbie, though, she's bought replacements.
I'm wearing it right now.
You guys move boxes and don't buy your own underwear. We handle that stuff. That's good.
Oh, I love to wear my boxers. I'll tell you, I know the man trick.
What is it?
Now, you've been married, haven't you?
I was married for 17 years. Well, together for 17 years.
Well, then you've seen the man trick.
The inside out thing?
The man trick is when a man lets his underwear go down to his ankles, pulls one foot out, and with the other foot flips it up in the air and catches it.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question while we're talking about this? So what is it about, like, when a guy takes that stuff off and they just drop it on the floor, if you put a hamper there, they still drop it outside of the hamper. Is there like a secret code word we need to know to get it to drop into the hamper? Is that a thing?
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, I learned something earlier. I told my wife 30 years ago, you're not my maid.
That's valid.
And many times when I've got my clothes on the floor, I put a dish in the sink, I'll say, wait, she's not my maid.
You're a good man.
Well, I had to learn that. I hope the women in the audience heard that. Well, actually, I hope the men in the audience heard that. No, my wife is not my maid. I mean, I don't use her that way. She's my partner. She helps me plan these events and work these events. She's a magnificent meeting planner.
Oh yeah, huge. You guys have something very special. It's like I said, it's really hard. It's really hard in our industry for anybody to find somebody who understands not only the business, the time commitment, the stress level that can go into it, but is also willing to be a strong partner for the other person. You guys are a really good example of how that can work and how much you can do. I mean, I tell people this a lot. The more balanced your home life is, the more balanced your work life is, the happier you are, the better you do across the board. Nobody has to do it all alone. By design, put people in your life that bring you up, not that bring you down.
My wife 36 years ago, married her 34 years ago.
Yeah.
And everybody said, oh my God, she's such a lady. She came from a fairly affluent background, a Southern genteel family.
Yeah.
Here she's marrying this car salesman, bar fighter, drag racer. You know, I was not what they had in mind. Her sister married a surgeon. She got me.
Well, you know, somebody said to me the other day, and I think it's really true, is that if you're looking for a person's title or profession, that's not going to be the best fit for you. If you're looking for somebody who's a good partner, it doesn't matter what you are right now. It's what you will accomplish, who you will be, what you can do together in unity that will make the difference.
And you know what? I've traveled 200 days a year for nearly 30 years.
Mm-hmm. I
have never been unfaithful to my wife.
Amen, my friend.
And you know, everybody knows I'm a bit of a show off. I got $100,000 on my left hand.
Right.
You know, $100,000 jewelry. I'll be sitting in a bar somewhere in a hotel, and some young, pretty woman will come up to me and, are you by yourself? I said, yeah. Are you just like naturally attracted to old, fat, bald-headed guys? What is it about me that brought you over here?
It's the charisma, Jim. It's the charisma.
What just attracted you to me? You know? I've had women in other days hit on me in front of my wife, and I'd say, you know, I'm happily married, but if I ever turn Mormon, you're on the list.
You're the second wife club right there. No,
I got you right on the list. Let me get your name.
Too many people are willing to make temporary decisions that cause permanent problems. And that's the truth of it. We do it in business, we do it in our personal life, and it's rampant in our industry of, you know, I dated Patrick for a long time. We met at your event. We're still very good friends, recently kind of transitioning. And I never worried when he left to go to an event or talk to somebody that there was going to be any kind of problem, because I was confident in what we had, even though I was watching 50 other people make bad decisions and behave badly. And I just thought, if you're willing to be unhappy at home, your business life will be a train wreck. Try going through a divorce while running a dealership. Good luck. That's fun. Like, let's not do that.
I had a divorce. I don't do that anymore.
Yeah, that's rough.
No, I had one of those.
Yeah, I've been through that too. So I feel your pain on that, my friend. You're a lucky man in business and in life.
I love my wife dearly. Well, listen, Bobbie, we've been on for 1 hour and 10 minutes. We've covered the whole subject, Bee's Knees Agency. Yeah. Let's sign this thing off.
I like it.
Okay, everybody. Bobbie Herron, Bee's Knees Agency, Jim Ziegler. Have a great day.